Yeah, well, they're talking about Facebook, and let's welcome the stars, Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield, and Justin Timberlake. To kiss everybody, but I think, you know, we wouldn't have minded. We wouldn't have minded. Let me just tell everybody who is who. You play Mark Zuckerberg, who is the creator of Facebook. You play his best friend, Eduardo, whom he has a little problem with, let's say, like stabbing in the back, but maybe not. And Justin, you play the founder of Napster, Sean Parker. So this is about the creation of Facebook, and most people say it's pretty accurate, except for the creator of Facebook, maybe. So, do you have any of you have a Facebook?
No, I'm 4 months clean. I was, you know, listening to you guys talking about it earlier, all those kind of pitfalls that people can fall into with it. I was one of those kind of people. You fell in and fell out. Yeah, people are going to be surprised, by the way, when they hear the British accent, because you don't have it in the film. Yeah, in the movie. You have it in the movie. Yeah. Do any of you have Facebook? Every time the director would yell "cut," it would freak Jesse and I out because he'd start talking with this really weird British accent. And Mark Zuckerberg himself, and you played this in the film, is a kind of genius, a nerd. How would you describe him?
He's an incredibly complicated guy. I mean, obviously he's brilliant, and we know that because he's created something that has attracted 500 million people. You know, but he's also a little socially uncomfortable, which is probably why he was inspired to create an environment where he feels more comfortable in directing.
Sometimes you have this absolutely blank stare. Can you do it now?
What's that?
Very disconcerting.
Would you say that he has some kind of Asperger's problem?
You know, I don't want to diagnose him, but you know, he certainly does appear uncomfortable in interviews. But you know, I'm an actor and have to do interviews, and I think I also appear uncomfortable. No, I never met him. No.
Well, you know, on that note, if you don't mind, you studied his voice and how he spoke. Never met him, but people have compared the two of you. They've said, I mean, do you find that you just said you may seem nervous as he may seem nervous on interviews? Do you feel as though there are similarities there?
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I spent 6 months playing him, so I tried to kind of find and capitalize any similarity I could. I also, you know, listened to his voice every day we shot. So, you know, I really tried to kind of...
And you're also a white guy, as it turns out.
Yeah, we also have that in common, which I was surprised to realize. Because when you watch interviews with him, it's hard to tell.
It is.
You guys are not going to see yourself. Have you seen it, the movie?
Yes, yeah, we actually, Andrew and I were kind of avoiding seeing as it makes us uncomfortable to see ourselves, but we finally did.
Well, you know, both of you, Jesse and Andrew, you both have very, very impressive acting resumes, and you've done major work, but you still can walk down the streets a little bit unrecognizable, which I think this is about to change because it's gotten so many reviews, rave reviews of the social network. Justin, now you, on the other hand, you can't walk down the street without some girl wanting to drop her panties everywhere you go. The rail. But I want to know, is there any...
Did you realize that?
I want to know, is there any advice that you would give to Jesse and Andrew about just that fame of being not able to walk down the street?
I would say that my advice to anyone would be to not drop your panties.
Good advice.
You know, we have seen you before in acting roles. But the role that you have now, this kind of huckster, brilliant creator of Napster, you're also good. But you know, people still remember the Justin Timberlake from the albums and the music. Is this going to change your career?
I don't know, Barbara.
Well, I mean, are you still going to do albums? Are you still going to make music?
I think I'll always make music. The thing about making music is it's such a sudden burst of creativity. So that process has fared better for me than trying to put a a time frame on when you would create music. So all I can tell you is that I know when I know, and until I know, I don't know.
Oh my God, I feel the same way. But like, I have to ask you, Justin, how was the audition? I couldn't follow it through. How was the audition? Because I know you auditioned for this part, and were you like? Were you?
I mean, you know, I want to be clear because I've gotten that question a little bit. That I kicked down the door to audition for this part after I.
But you did it with Aaron Sorkin, who was on with us earlier. You had to audition with the man who wrote it.
That was
wrote the screenplay.
I think Andrew, when you auditioned as well, you did that. We sort of commiserated on the awkwardness of auditioning.
With the writer.
But also there are many. It was really actually amazing to audition with Aaron as well because he speaks like he writes.
That's right.
And when you watch this film, you'll notice that the characters speak.
But did you come
very
on
quickly.
like the character, you know, with bluster and bravado when you auditioned?
Yeah, I tried to.
Clearly, you got the part.
Yeah.
So it must have worked.
Let me just tell the people, because I haven't seen it, just a little bit, because it's not just about the creation of Facebook, but it's about a lawsuit and who's going to win it and so forth. There were 2 lawsuits that were filed against Zuckerberg. One was brought by twins who are wonderful, who say they stole his idea. Another was brought by you, the best friend. So there's always a question about whether you, Zuckerberg, are a hero or a real
Thief.
Well, I was going to use a four-letter word that began with S, but never mind. So, what's your feeling about Zuckerberg?
Well, you know, I can't think of it outside of having played it and having, you know, defended him for 6 months. You know, I was in the really unique position of having to sympathize with all of the behavior that may even hurt some of the other characters in the movie. So I'm really biased in that way.
Do you have a relative who works at Facebook?
I do. Yeah, my first cousin Eric is a programmer at Facebook and really loves Mark Zuckerberg. He has wonderful things to say about him, personally and professionally, which was really nice to hear after I developed an affection for him playing him.
Well, you know, we're going to come back and talk about more. I just want to say again that this is probably one of the most talked about films that we're going to see.
We all loved it.
And that usually are just terrific and totally lovable and unlikable and at the same time.
Look at me on that.
Well, you're the #1 culture. We're going to come around with the cast of Social Network. We'll be right back.
We're back with the talented cast of The Social Network. Jesse, let me talk to you for a minute. You started acting when you were 7. I was reading the research that you left. You didn't like school. You were not doing well in school, and then you dropped out at a certain point, and acting seemed to be an escape for you. Tell me about that.
You did okay.
Can I lie down on this couch? Yeah, that's true. You know, I had a tough time fitting in school, like a lot of us, and not a lot of us here, of course, but a lot of people. And yeah, acting was kind of a really nice way to have something else to do, to have a nice outlet.
Well, now you're a big star. You're becoming a bigger star. So what would you say to kids like you out there?
Drop out of school like I did, and you'll become really, really famous. And it's fantastic. It's so much fun. I stay in hotels and eat chocolate all day.
You never have to study.
No, you know, it's great. It's I did. You know, I worked hard in school as well, and it was sorry, damage is done.
Are you a smart kid?
Yeah, I did okay in school. I just didn't kind of feel comfortable socially in school.
Right.
You know, it's the same thing that kind of inspired my character to create Facebook. He didn't fit in at Harvard, and he created an environment where he did fit in.
You know, the director, David Fincher, is it true that you had to do 100 takes for almost each scene? How did you stand it? Is that true?
Oh, that's not true. You only had to do 99, right?
That's right. Yeah, the first scene of the movie we did 99 times over the course of 2 nights.
You and the girlfriend.
That's right, yeah.
Oh my.
How were you able to do that without, you know, losing the motivation, getting tired? Just what carried you through?
Well, first of all, the script was fantastic, and the characters are so rich that there are new things to find after many, many takes. And the director is so inspired that even after take 98, he had something really important to offer us.
Speaking of important, you are, you know, people are going to meet and get to know you, but they're going to get to know you even better because you are going to be the new Spider-Man?
That's a rumor that I heard as well.
Yeah, it's a rumor we hear is true.
You know, if
Spider-Man with a British accent.
No. I'll be shed. No, it is true.
It's true.
It's true. You will be the new Spider-Man.
Look at the new Spider-Man, folks.
I'm trying to downplay it.
Have you tried on your suit?
No. I'm dreading that moment because then they'll realize that the grave mistake they made in.
Thanks. At 12 years old, you were nationally ranked as a gymnast.
Oh yeah, in
from
England,
what I
which
hear.
is a tiny island.
Well, so you like to downplay, but will that come into, I would say, aid in the role?
I hope so. I mean, like I'm not as flexible as I was when I was 9, but
Will you do your own stunts?
I'll do as many as they allow me to.
Can you do a split or a little stand on your hands or something?
You know what? Right now, no, of course not. Oh my God, I'd love to be able to do that.
They did it 99 times. We thought that you could do. Is there a message to this film?
I think what's interesting about this film, obviously you hear us. We're not as savvy to Facebook as people. I've spent some time actually at gassy.com. Is a
That's a big site.
It is a huge site. It's a huge site.
Watching the first segment of the show, where you all debate so politically with each other, I might add. I think that is what's intriguing about social networking in general, is that you guys are still asking the question. We're all still asking the question. It's a hypothesis in everyone's mind. Does it bring out the best in us? Does it bring out the worst in us? I think that the age of communication is that of, it's faster than it's ever been, obviously, and I think there will always be a medium to show us how human we are.
I wanted to say what's very interesting is, Jesse and Andrew, you didn't meet the two gentlemen that you play in the film, but you did. You play Sean Parker, who is the founder of Napster, who created a website where you could download music for free. You actually did meet him. Now, a lot of musicians, I remember when this was going on, were very angry at him because they lost a lot of money because people were able to download their music for free. Now, when you met him, how was that, knowing that you lost a lot of money due to Sean Parker? Was there any kind of
I think it's safe to say that those people that were upset are going to be okay. The more ironic thing about it, probably, just as it pertains to me as a person, is I remember when Napster kind of blew up and hit the scene, and I was probably, I think, 19 or 20, so at the time, I obviously dropped out of school too, but at the time I would have been a college student. So, in so many ways, I feel like I'm probably really messing up my next record deal, but I feel like I identified with the defendants more than the plaintiffs, and I don't think that some kid in a dorm room was responsible for ruining the music industry. I think the music industry will be around in a different form, and I think if people should point fingers, I think the record labels have to take some responsibility for not paying attention to the digital age.
Both of you have talked about dropping out of school, and that's, some kind of a message. But Mark Zuckerberg just gave $100 million to develop better schools in Newark, and I think that whatever his motivation, it's something to do. Forgive me, Joe.
That's right. I was just going to ask Jesse, because I was reading that you steal clothes from the movie set. And what's up with that?
Please don't follow me dropping out of school with stealing.
They follow each other a lot of times.
I graduated. I'm about to graduate college. I can read. Yeah, I take clothes from movie sets because they order 10 of them, and then I don't know what.
They used to give them to us.
Not
they
anymore.
used to give them to us.
Hey, we're in a recession. I got to steal.
They give you the receipt. They give you the receipt, or call someone and have them call you and say, "Could you return those things?"
Okay.
But
Well, they will tomorrow.
you guys,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you for bringing it up here on TV.
thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.
This was so uplifting.
It was. Thank you so much. Thank you to Jesse Eisenberg, Andrew Garfield, and Justin Timberlake. Please go see The Social Network. It opens nationwide today.